Hello guys, welcome to the Bollywood Talk Show on IWMBuzz. This is your host Shubhajit Ghosh, and आज मेरे साथ यहाँ पे मौजूद है somebody is really special and somebody who's having the time of a life right now. Usually we see double trouble, but I would call double bonanza for her because on the same day she's coming up with two wonderful projects, A Suitable Boy and Mirzapur 2. Guys, welcome on the show, Rasika Dugal. Thank you so much for joining me over here.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that introduction. I'm as excited as you are.
Absolutely, and the excitement is all the way more justified when you got some wonderful artists over there along with you in both the shows. You got a fantastic directorial team, so you can't really ask for more when it comes to the creative unit. Now, tell me, I'll start with Mirzapur first, because obviously that has been there earlier. Suitable Boy will get to see a new avatar. ये बीना भाभी जो है, ये बीना भाभी का कैरेक्टर स्केच जो है हम लोग ने देखा, लाइक I mean, she knows how to manipulate things for her own benefit. I mean, she knows it very well. So ये जो character sketch development हुआ है from season 1 to season 2, what can the audience expect new from Beena Bhavi's character?
Actually, जिस point पे season 1 को छोड़ा गया था, for every character and particularly for Beena, I felt very heartbroken by the way season 1 ended. I remember when I first read the script of season 1, I said, wow, I'm finally getting to play this woman who's not morally upright, who is unapologetically like she is. And she does what she wants. And, she's exploring her desires, even while pretending to be living a traditional life. So she's doing things her own way. And she's unapologetically like that. But I felt very, a part of me felt heartbroken by the way season 1 ended, because I was like, why do women who live their own lives on their own terms have to be punished for it and have to be violated like this and humiliated like this? So season 2 में हर character जो existing characters है उनका एक नया side आपको देखने को मिलेगा. And I think Puneet and Gurmeet, Puneet Krishna, the writer, who's also written season 1, so they were so comfortable with the characters. They know them so well by now that they can play around with them in very interesting ways. So I think the journeys that they've chosen for all the characters are very interesting. So even if you'll feel like you know this person, but they're going through something else right now. So you'll see a different side of them. And especially for Beena, I feel like she starts off season 2 with trying to deal with what has happened with her while living in the same house as her tormentors, and then finding her Beena-ness again, finding that person who says, no, I will fight back. That person who says, I'm a survivor. That person who says, I will still play everybody and they will not know that they are making decisions according to how I want them to, rather than making their own decisions, So all of that will come back, but there will be a very interesting journey where you will see that the characters are trying to find themselves again. And those vulnerabilities and those confusions, you will also get to be a part of that. So I think as an actor, it was very interesting to me to navigate that, and I'm sure as an audience that will be interesting too. Plus, there is a whole bunch of new characters that have been introduced in season 2. I am really looking forward to watching some of them. The character that Vijay plays, the character that Isha plays, Isha Talwar and Vijay Verma, and Priyanshu. So I'm really looking forward to all of them. They were very interesting on the script level. In fact, in one reading, I told Puneet, मैं इस season के लिए character switch कर लूँ क्या? Because the new ones were also very exciting. So I think the audience has a lot to relish in season 2.
Well, I'm pretty sure they'll be relishing a lot of things, and I really love the term that you gave to your thing. Beena-ness. ये जो Beena-ness है, ये मुझे बहुत मजा. I really like the term. I think it's going to be a new term in the dictionary of a lot of people from here onwards.
because she's so like she is. So there's no other way to describe her except by her own, by making her name an adjective.
Yeah, of course. ये चलना चाहिए और ये होना भी चाहिए. Now, Rasika, I want to ask you something which is very interesting, not just for the audience, but also for the artists themselves. And ये देख के सबको हंसी आता है, मुझे हो, आपको हो, audience को. That is memes. मिर्जापुर का craze एक तरफ है, मिर्जापुर के memes का craze, it's like a separate parallel running all together at the same time. So I have asked Pankaj ji, I have asked Ali, and they all are like, यार मुझे इंतजार मतलब हो ही नहीं रहा यार कब मिर्जापुर 2 के नए मीम्स आने वाले, because they're also confident about the fact कि मतलब खतरनाक मीम्स निकलने वाले. That is what they are saying right now. मिर्जापुर 2 के तो मीम्स निकलेंगे, and I'll obviously talk about them as well. But मिर्जापुर के जो इतने सारे मीम्स already are there, do you have any particular favorite, or which was like यार इसने तो मुझे crack me up like anything? Do you have any particular favorite meme from Mirzapur?
Um,
I think it's really tough to remember because there's so many.
I
They're
don't
nice.
remember because there are so many. But I, not the one that cracks me up, but the one line that I love from season one, which I keep, which is Ali's line, which is "मजबूरी में शुरू किए थे, अब मजा आने लगा है." You know? So I love that line. So any memes that come up with that, I find I'm
And
very
whole line
entertained
says
by.
Mirzapur memes. Nahi, there are so many. I mean, you can just put that line in almost any context of life, and it still
मैं
turns
तो
out to be funny.
हाँ मैं तो ऐसे आते जाते ही लाइन यूज करती रहती हूँ इधर उधर.
Yeah, but all the way more justified. I'm really, really excited for the Mirzapur kick-ass dialogues that's going to come in over here. Now let's talk a bit about the other vertical that you are having right now, a suitable boy. Now there's Tabu ma'am, there's Ishan, there are so many other artists, and there's Meera Nair over there. Now she's a wonderful name in itself. I mean, she's really, really artistic and talented. Now at such an early stage of your career, I would still call it early because I feel that I mean, you've already done great work, but then I am pretty sure you'll just keep getting better and all the way more amazing with whatever you do in the future. But when a name like a suitable boy, it gets attached to your work folio, work portfolio at such an early stage, do you feel it's like a blessing because it's like amazing, and at the same time does it add to the pressure because now there are some really, really amazing names that's there, so the audience's expectation is kind of risen all the way more. So is there any burden that you carry forward on your shoulders?
No, I don't carry any burdens of things when they're coming out, or any burdens in terms of reputation or name and all of that. वो सब टेंशन मैं नहीं लेती क्योंकि वो चीजें इतने आपके कंट्रोल के बाहर हैं कि आप if you stress about them also or get preoccupied with them, I don't see anything coming out of that exercise. I have a lot of nervousness, anxiety, self-doubt, etc., while I'm shooting, because I'm like, am I doing this job well enough? Have I got the character well or not? Am I being able to deliver what my director wants? Am I being able to be there for my co-actors or not? Can we make this moment magical? Is there a possibility of this moment to become more than just efficient? So all those things, all those doubts I have while I'm shooting. But in terms of when it's coming out, whether it will be appreciated or not, what it will do to my reputation, what the name means on my folio, none of that. I don't, obviously I'm not zen and above all this, but वो thoughts आते हैं, वो ख्याल आते हैं, लेकिन they're not things that I like to dwell about, because I just feel that मेरा काम तो हो गया ना. अब what can I do differently to change all of this? Nothing. Ab jo hoga so hoga, and some of it will be nice, some of it might not be nice, and we'll deal with it when we come to it. But otherwise, there's nothing like that. And also, I think working with me, you're right, working with Meera and Suitable Boy was a huge thing for me, because I have loved Meera's work, and I've watched Monsoon Wedding is one of my favorite films. Salam Bombay is such a beautiful film. I've always wanted to work with her. I met her once in New York in 2012, and she's just such a spunky and spirited person. And I was like, hey, I want to work with this director. So when the role was offered to me, and I had read A Suitable Boy earlier, and it's a lovely piece of literature. So when I heard Suitable Boy and Meera, I said, I want to be a part of this project. I don't even want to know what is in the script. It's okay. I'll find out later. But it was really one of those things where I said yes to a project without reading a script, because I was so excited about Meera and A Suitable Boy. It really wasn't about the name, her name so much, but my genuine excitement to work with her because of her work and because of the brief interaction I had with her in New York, which made me feel like this is a person who's stories I want to be a part of. This is a person who I want to listen to her experiences. I want to learn from her experiences, you know. So it was that kind of an excitement. But beyond this pressure, to nahi yaar. I mean, you know, sometimes as actors, I feel like we give ourselves too much importance. Everything I do is not so important. You know, so it's not world changing, it's entertaining, it's engaging, it's of course stories that people resonate with. Some of them are very important stories to tell, and I love doing what I do. But beyond that, I mean, jaisa, and
जो
the
होगा देखा
beauty,
जाएगा. That is like the attitude.
and what can I do? I can't plot things or plan things.
Correct.
Um, uh, I can only wish that the work that I want to do happens in some way and work towards that. But the rest is not in my control.
Absolutely, and I think very rightly said, because once you go to the sets, you do your best, and then you come out of there, and from there on, it's. I mean, you would ideally want things to go your way all the time, but it's not really in your control. So I really like that answer
Yes.
coming from your end. Rasika, अभी एक चीज तो ये सवाल पूछना बनता है, because you know same day पे two big releases, and I am pretty sure, given the kind of response and the buzz that's already there on social media, both are going to be amazing. Now, पर्सनली डू यू फील कि यार मतलब एक ही दिन में दो आ रहे हैं, एक तरफ मैंने जैसे बोला पहले ही कि डबल बोनांजा, और डू ट्रीट इट लाइक यार अगर एक हफ्ते या 2 हफ्ते बाद पैन आउट हो जाता, देन प्रोबेबली इट कुड हैव बीन द इफेक्ट, probably the buzz and all that could have been a little more had it been a little more panned out, the releases. Do you feel that way, or do you are fine with the fact that both are releasing on the same day?
Actually, I was so excited about the idea that both of them are releasing on the same day that I didn't even give this a thought, what you've just said. Now that you're saying it, I'm thinking, maybe.
Wow.
But no, I was just so excited about, and primarily because Savita and Veena are two very different characters.
Different characters, true.
In terms of body language, in terms of the way they're wired. So it's completely different. So I was very excited that as an actor, I have an opportunity to have two projects which are coming out on the same day, which show me in such a different light, So it really sort of encapsulates my range in one sense. So that's what was exciting for me about this. But yeah, maybe it would have, see, that's what I don't think like that. I'm not able to think in terms of strategies. Would it have been better if it had come out after a week or two? I'm not like that. I was so excited that it was coming out on the same day कि मुझे मौका ही नहीं मिला कि मैं इस बारे में भी सोचूं कि what if it would have been spaced out. Yeah, of course, I mean, in terms of being able to breathe through all the promotions and just having more time to sort of soak in all the experiences I'm having in the last week, yes, it would have been better if it was staggered. But I think the excitement of having both of them on the same day is also unparalleled. So I don't know. I'm right now
and it doesn't happen with a lot of people, I mean, if you see in the last few years, it hasn't happened with a lot of people, especially on the web platform. I mean, same day pe do shows are and back to back. I mean, on the same day, and that too, with a huge round of expectations. I mean, it hasn't really happened too much with a lot of actors. So I think that's a lot of positivity to take out from there.
Yeah, and also I think I'm very excited about the fact that there is an audience for a show like A Suitable Boy and a show like Mirzapur. And there are people who are making this, that Netflix has A Suitable Boy and Amazon has Mirzapur. That we're living in a time where there's a variety of genres which are being consumed by an audience, and there are platforms are not subscribing to formula. They are making diverse content. They are telling different stories.
Well, I hope it really works out the way you have thought. October 23rd, I really, really wish कि वो Rasika Dugal day बन जाए, because you have two wonderful things coming up, and I wish you all the best for everything that you do in the future. Thank you so much for joining me out here, and it's a pleasure. And I hope whatever you have thought, you keep it really simple. That is what the vibe that I got. You like to keep things simple. I hope the same format and formula works for you in the future as well.
Thank you so much. Lovely talking to you.
Thank you. Same here. Thank you so much, Mahek. Thank you so much, Ria. Absolutely. I'll be one of the few, first people to come and send you a message once I've seen them, and really honest reply, really honest feedback.
हाँ, please always, अगर अच्छी भी नहीं लगी बता देना.
हाँ, क्योंकि एक्टर्स को समझ में आ जाता है, वो झूठ समझ में आ जाता है, जितना भी आप बोलो कि अरे यार नहीं बहुत अच्छा था, उनको समझ में आ ही जाता है, तो बेटर नॉट लाई, एज सिंपल एज दैट।
Good practice.
या